Hey guys, it's Jess, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I organize 3 aspects of my life. I am a very type A person. I love making lists, so I thought I would instill some of my organizational skills / wisdom onto you. I'm going to be as efficient as possible so I don't waste your time. So let's just jump right into it. So I'm going to show you 3 things. The first one is YouTube. I use the app Trello, not sponsored, to organize my video brainstorming and my scheduling. I'll show you how I do that. Number 2 is I'll show you how I organize my everyday life using a planner. And 3 is budgeting. I use an Excel spreadsheet to estimate my monthly expenses and finances, all that stuff. I'll leave timestamps down in the comments in case you want to skip to a certain section, but if not, let's jump right into it. So for YouTube, I use the website called Trello. This is not sponsored. The website is totally free to sign up for, and how I discovered it, I actually used it at work. We kept track of our team's projects that way, and I've decided to incorporate it into personal projects as well for YouTube, and I've been loving it. So I'll just go ahead and show you my YouTube video idea Trello board. So this is my video ideas Trello board with Diva Pug. It just represents my constant mood, honestly. So I've organized it into 6 columns. I've blurred out my video idea boxes just to give you that sense of mystery. I don't want you to know what I have up my sleeve. So we have the ideas column. This is obviously where I just spit out any video ideas I happen to have. So let me just click on this one. I was planning to do a tiny apartment tour, my 250 square foot love pad. Still haven't gotten to that yet. I've been too lazy to decorate my place. But yes, I live in a tiny apartment. So labels, I have it labeled under Sugary Vlogs. So this section right here, these are all of my playlists that I have on YouTube. So I just kind of categorize each idea into the potential playlist it would fall under. And then in progress this month, I drag ideas into this column when I'm thinking of doing them this month, just because this ideas column can get very overwhelming and this just makes it more official. And within this, just using my tiny apartment tour as an example again, you can add a checklist feature. So the checklist includes filmed, edited, thumbnail created, and scheduled. So this just lets me tick off what I've done, and then I drag it to scheduled when I have my checklist complete. And when I schedule it, I actually add a due date. This is just the date that I am planning to make it go live. Say I'm going to have this video live on the 17th. I'll just have this little due date checkbox. And then the next column is on hold. These are ideas that I actually started doing. Like I have some parts of the checkbox complete. Usually I've finished filming it basically, but I haven't done anything else. And I'm just kind of not feeling it anymore, or I don't want to deal with it. So I just put it in the on hold section so it doesn't take up space on the in progress this month, because I, haven't made progress on it for an entire month. And, maybe I'll go back to it someday, but probably not. And then the next section is just full on rejected. These are ideas that they seemed good in theory, and I may have had them on hold or in progress this month, but then I just decided it's just not happening. For example, rest in peace to this Las Vegas buffet mukbang idea. I don't think we're going to be traveling there anytime soon, and I don't think buffets are going to exist in the near future. So yeah. And then lastly, we have the done column, which is self-explanatory, and they all show up like this, and it looks super satisfying. This is my favorite part of the whole process. When I just keep ideas in my head or just write them down in a list format, I don't typically feel inspired enough. But by doing this, not only am I able to better organize my ideas, I also get to see how much I have going on. I always complain that I'm stuck for ideas, but whenever I look at this board, I realize that there are actually a bunch of ideas that I do have, and just makes me feel super accomplished. So if you're like me and you don't typically acknowledge all of your successes and are easily hard on yourself, this really helps. So next up, how do I organize my weekly life schedule? Well, I've done the whole Google Calendar thing, and I still kind of do it. but I notice for me, it just doesn't work as effectively. Sometimes it's better to just write things down on paper, especially if you have a lot of projects going on. So this is the planner that I use currently. It was $7 on sale at Indigo. I started using a physical planner in my second year of university, and since then I've kept using it, and I noticed that it drastically made a difference in my productivity, and overall it decreased my level of stress because I just kind of put things in there and then I would open up my planner and be like, oh, I have to do this today. I didn't have to think. I just would look at my planner. I developed a habit of just checking my planner, getting things done, and that was it. And I found myself having more time. I don't know, I just finished projects faster. Just believe me, it works. So this is the planner that I used during university. I liked to use the monthly format because sometimes there would be assignments that may be due in 3 weeks, but I'd like to have them on my radar. So if I followed a weekly format, I wouldn't see those and it might have screwed me over when the week came. So my suggestion is to get different colored pens. If you're in 5 different courses, for example, then maybe 5 different colored pens and maybe a 6th one for all other personal stuff. So now that I'm out of school, this is the planner I just recently bought for myself. I'm trying out a weekly format now. As you can see, totally simple, nothing fancy. I've just taken a moment in the beginning of the week to think about all the plans and appointments and things I want to get done during the week. At the end of the day, as long as you just write down what you need to get done, that's all there is to it. Our minds can get really scattered, so a planner just allows you to do less thinking like that and more action and doing. Are you feeling more organized already? I sure hope so. My earring just fell out. There we go. We're back in business, baby. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to show you is budgeting. There's many reasons why you may want to budget or just keep track of your finances. You may want to save money, and in order to save money, you need to know what the heck you're spending money on. I use a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet for this. Other free equivalents are out there like Google Sheets online. For MacBooks, there's a free Mac equivalent called Numbers. There's lots of options. Once again, let me show you how mine looks like. Keep in mind, this is just an example. There is no one way to do this. I'm not a financial advisor by any means. So this is my beautiful Excel spreadsheet. All of these numbers are purely fictional, as you can see, with my $1 million salary. Who knows, maybe in a few years, if this YouTube channel takes off, I'll be making the big bucks, but yeah, totally fictional. And let's say the government takes 30% of my money away from me through taxes, so I'm left with a measly $700K annually. So monthly earnings, I literally just take the post-tax amount and I divide it by 12 months, so that's approximately how much I'm making monthly. And then I have a rent category because I'm a renter. Again, fictional, I do not pay $5,000 a month on rent because that would suck. So food, I have a food category that makes up a big portion of my life. And for this is actually a non-fictional number here. I literally just put in the sum like everything I bought, like just throughout the month. I would put in like, okay, I bought a $13 burrito, stuff like that. I put it all down here, and then at the end of the month, it just summed it up. And then I have a bus category just for my monthly bus pass. These categories, these are kind of just my categories, but of course, depending on your circumstances, maybe you drive a car, so this would be something else. These are totally interchangeable. Then we have a leisure category, which just kind of clumps like everything together. Before COVID, I was an avid concert goer. I went to a lot of concerts and I went to bars occasionally, events. I added Manulife in there for some reason, like I guess for events such as going to a massage therapist, stuff like that. Kind of weird. And then I have a travel category. Again, not doing much of that right now. My phone bill, hair and beauty section, stuff section. I put in gadgets, furniture, and clothing. Fitness and wellness items. My work actually reimburses for some fitness and wellness stuff, so I put that category in. And then this is the important section. This is the savings, and here I just took my monthly earnings and subtracted all of these expenses from it. And this goal right here is basically, what is your savings goal? I read somewhere that it is suggested that you save about 20%. So I put that in. Obviously, like this this is totally up to you and how much you want to save. But yeah, this right here is again the monthly earnings times 0.2. That is like your goal. You want to save 20% of this amount, and that's it. Full disclaimer, I don't actually use this spreadsheet anymore. I created it when I was moving out of my parents' place because I knew I would start burning a huge chunk of my paycheck away towards Vancouver's expensive rental market, and I'd be doing my own groceries rather than leeching off of my parents' fridge and paying for the internet and just all of these adult things that would inevitably add up. So I was just really more so curious about how much money I would have left. So especially if you're a young person like me, you're starting your first full-time job, you're doing all the adult things, this really helps you visualize where your money's going, and from there you can use it as a baseline for cutting back on certain things, or maybe the opposite. Maybe it'll help you realize that you actually have a lot more savings than you thought you did. So I definitely think the spreadsheet is a good starting point. So there you have it, folks. Those are 3 ways that I organize my life. Just remember that the things I showed you are a result of years and years of developing habits. So if this is your first time kind of getting your life organized, don't be so hard on yourself. And remember that it's easier to stick to a goal long term if you create small, tangible goals for yourself. But yeah, that's it. If this video helped you in any way, please don't forget to click the like button down below so it can hopefully help more people out there. See you guys next time.